maybe I got your cousin work at UPS, and it was like it's nothing against that, but this is my dream that I want to do, and I feel like the only way I'm gonna get it is if I just go through, in my mind, this rough patch. It's crazy because at first I was flying to Dallas to go to therapy.
All the way there?
You see you're gonna think of McDonald's.
For sure.
You see Apple, you're gonna think about iPhone. So I want to become that person or that company to where we got that same kind of thing where you see that the N and the L, it represents what we represent, which is next level.
What would you say to those people that if you wish somebody could say to you?
What you just said, get out your own way.
Who do we have here? Episode 10, and today I have a very, very special guest. Brandon, aka Big B713, founder and CEO of Next Level Automotive.
Yes,
man, how you doing, bro?
Man, good to you. Blessed to be here.
Man, I'm excited to have you here.
Same.
First question I like to ask all my guests, because usually it's our first time meeting.
Right.
Who is Brandon outside of the CEO? When you close that door, when you go in the house, it's just you and your lady, or it's just you by yourself? Who is that person first before we get into the business
I'm a
side?
survivor. That's what I am. Like, cause I feel like any situation I've been put in, I just been basically trained to survive.
So before you became a full-time entrepreneur, you were working at the movies, correct?
Yep. First job, man.
Yes.
So many hustles over there.
How was the experience working there?
It was cool because I met a lot of people over there. As far as, I learned my people skills. I honed in on my people skills. Dealing with tough times when the movie about to start, trying to help and clean the movie, all that kind of stuff. So it was one of those situations where working under pressure, trying to understand how they go. So it was cool.
And was it AMC?
AMC, yeah.
Okay.
Still AMC.
Explain to me, explain to me some things that you picked up while working, not just at the movies, but any 9 to 5 that you incorporate with your business now. Like some lessons that you saw, like your manager did, that maybe you didn't notice back then. Like, they just being stupid, they being crazy, but something that you picked up.
Man, being professional, because there's so many times that people was wrong. I'm talking about dead to rights wrong. And the managers be like, well, just go ahead and let them have their way. I'm just like, man, why would you let somebody that's wrong, you know what I mean, have their way like that? But in business, I learned you can't fight everybody. Even when they wrong, just gotta let some situations go. Because it's really better for you and your mental to go home and have that peace versus going back and forth with somebody. So yeah, that's the one thing for sure.
Okay. And did you, did you go to college for like automotives and the things you're doing?
The funny thing is, I went to Prairie View for a year. I had an engineering scholarship, party school. I couldn't handle it. I had to walk from my scholarship because they was doing way too much for me. So I came back to Houston to finish from U of H. But I didn't do my business thing because I had to just get up out of it. I had like 1 trillion credits, and it was just at the point where like, just get up out of here. I was already doing business back then. So I really was going to college for my mom, just to be honest, because I was the first person in my family to go to college. But I mean, college, it just taught me time management and helped me build relationships. But it didn't teach me how to run business because I was already doing it.
So this is not something that you wanted to do your whole life?
Well, I love cars my whole life, for sure.
Okay.
Like the whole business side, that just came indirectly because it was like, well, shoot, if I'm already giving game to people, I might as well get paid for it at the same time. So that came on the back end. But I mean, cars is always my thing since like a kid, for sure. Because growing up in the South Park, in that area, looking at cars passing by, I spent my summertime in South Park, and then I grew up in Hiram Clark. So my grandma was over there, so I saw all the slabs and all the fine cars coming out MLK.
That's when the love started.
Oh, for sure. That's when the love started, and I want to, just kind of get into that world of being in cars, and that was my way out, getting into it.
So for that point right there, the people that's trying to actually start a business or starting to become anything, speak to a little bit about. Speak to those people, about just starting. You know what I mean? Because you took a leap of faith and you just started. You started your business.
Right.
But to the people that's in their heads, in their own way, and they don't know, what would you say to those people that if you wish somebody could say to you?
What you just said, get out your own way. Like the biggest thing is really just starting. Because I mean, to start a business costs, I think, now $17. You get a DBA or something like that from the tax office. So it's like nothing to actually stamp and start your business. Now the work that goes behind it, that's up to you. But I mean, anybody can start a business, and if you got a dream idea, pursue it. Because honestly, my mama didn't see the vision when I first started, and not by default. It wasn't that she wasn't supportive. She grew up on a 9 to 5 family, so that's what she knows. So I don't fault her for that. So I struggled a long time. I ate a lot of hot dogs. You know what I'm saying, just to get by. But I mean, that's part of my story that helped me build the person I am today, as far as surviving and going through tough times and knowing how to go without to get what I want.
So being the first person in your family already breaking generational curses, was there ever any pullbacks early on that made you be like, you know what, maybe I should go, you know, like you just said about the 9 to 5, maybe I should go back to work? Or was there anybody in your ear telling you that?
Yeah, well, it was just my mom just saying, like, you know, she saw me struggling and, you know, barely having money to put gas in the car, you know what I'm saying? Phone on all kind of payment plans, just trying to get by. So, you know, she came from a loving place and saying, well, maybe I got your cousin work at UPS. And it was like, it's nothing against that, but this is my dream that I want to do. And I feel like the only way I'm going to get it is if I just go through, in my mind, this rough patch. And then just get through it. And then I'll be able to kind of, you know, be the person that I want to.
How long was the rough patch?
Man, it probably was just like, in my mind, like 2 to 3 years as far as just, you know, the process. I mean, you know how it is. You get some money or you'll get a job and get a little money, but then it don't last forever. You in between. I'm in between jobs. You know what I'm saying? So that was the thing. All I was still trying to work also. So it was just tough trying to balance life and chasing your dream at the same time. That was the whole thing about that.
Okay. And when the business starts to pick up, right? The next level brand is starting to grow. The demand kicks in. How do you know how to pick your team? Like when things are finally coming in for you, you're finally starting to see some money, it's starting to make sense. When you were team building, how did you know not to just go, because that's my homeboy for years, how did you know how to put certain people in positions to make your operation run smooth?
Honestly, I didn't. It's really trial and error, because you know, a lot of people on the front side are going to tell you, they're going to say your dream. I mean, I do this, I never.
For sure. Oh,
you know what I mean? So it's like,
you
don't know. So truth be told, that's the whole thing is you got to have faith and just, I believe in God. So I go off of energy too. So the thing is, like, you know, somebody feel like they want to put the work in, then I try them. Now, let me be clear. A lot of people did not hold up to the end of the bargains, but it's all part of the process. I feel like if you don't give somebody a shot and see what it is, you know, they can never say you didn't at least allow me to have the opportunity. So I sleep well at night knowing that I gave you a shot. What you did with that shot is up to you.
Can you spot that on early now? Like when people are inquiring about coming to work with you, can you see like, maybe it's just...
Sometimes, because sometimes the thing is like, you know, like even with just people that have natural talent, like, you know, there's some people that have natural talent, and like think about it. If you know somebody that can dance or sing or whatever, and you look at them, you be like, bro, if I had that, you know what I would be doing with that?
Man,
like, you know what I'm saying?
I wish I could sing.
Exactly. So it's like those kind of things to me will help you kind of spot, you know, I guess you would say errors of working with somebody business wise, because it's like if you can't use your own gift that you have God given, how could I give you something that we have to work for? You know what I'm saying? So if you ain't got that hustle right there, like then we ain't gonna work on business, because you know we hustling every day for sure. So that's one thing.
Did the thought ever occur to you to go get a regular job?
Oh, definitely. I mean, of course.
Like, I'm talking after even leaving the movies, the rough patches that you had to go through to build next level. Did the thought ever occur?
For sure, because I mean, keep in mind, like while this is going on, life is still going on. People are still going on dates. People are traveling. They're doing their thing. So I'm sitting back trying to navigate it. So of course I'm thinking like, well, if I just get a job, at least I can hang out and go to the club or do whatever. So naturally, I definitely thought about getting a job. But the end game and the goal was still always there for me.
For sure.
Yeah.
So we all have our days, right? When business gets tricky, people's energy can be off, and mentally you can just be off. So when life is lifing, who do you go to?
God.
All the time?
For sure. For sure. Also though, I ain't gonna lie, I do therapy. I think therapy is super important, especially for like men in general, because you know life is like so tough, bro. Like literally, like we can take on so much throughout the day, just dealing with people and their different energies, problems, and stuff like that. And it's like a barbershop, you know, a barber hear everybody's stories. I'm the same way. I feel like I hear everybody's stories, and it's not always intentional, but people forget to ask, well, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? Just because you know I'm the problem solver, and just like you know, you might be the problem solver in your situation. So people dump on you, but not without realizing they're doing it though. They really come on you because they look at you as that person that's my go-to person.
For sure.
I don't mind being there, but you know, we need a place where we can dump on somebody too. Same thing. So
who's the go-to person?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So Superman, he needs so he can hang his cape up too. Lois Lane, you know what I mean? So we need a place where we can kind of decompress also. So I think therapy is good for sure.
So how long you been going to therapy?
Man,
your pain is not bad, by the way.
Man, you gassy. It's
not that bad.
You gassy. Like shoot, now really right before COVID, so maybe like around 19. It's crazy because at first I was flying to Dallas to go to therapy.
All the way there?
Because the thing is, nobody wanted to see me in person. They just were too busy. They didn't want to do trial and virtual. Like I need to be on somebody's couch.
For sure.
So
that's how I feel. When I'm ready to go therapy, I need to be sitting down, laying down. Let me talk to you. Let me express how I'm feeling.
So good. Such a good feeling. Can't even describe it.
Man, I can't. But I didn't know you went to therapy.
Heck yeah, I feel like any man. I'm gonna say black man. Just the thing we deal with in America, just from police through just trying to survive through judgmental stuff. You know what I mean? It's a lot to pack on and still try to be successful, that's a lie, bro. Yeah. So, I was just a person that's like, you know what? I ain't gonna let the world take me out. I need a place where I can, at least tell me whether I'm going down the right path or not. And my therapist told me, who was a Caucasian lady, she said, some of the stuff that we experience as black people is not normal.
For sure.
Like, if a cop gets behind us, we panic. I know I panic.
I panic every time.
But she said, that's not normal. I was like, well, where I'm from, that's normal. That's like, normal. We see the cops, we get the ducking and ain't did nothing.
Nothing.
Ain't got no drugs on you, ain't got no cases, but naturally it's just our reaction. She said, that's not normal. I was like, well, I guess I'm traumatized based on what I've seen and what I've experienced. So therapy was important, even if just for that. You know what I mean? Getting over that. I ain't gonna lie, I still lock up. I ain't doing nothing right now, but I see a cop, I'm already ducking.
Yeah. No, it's understandable. Yeah. How important is marketing when it comes to business?
1,000%. Because I feel like there's so many businesses that I go into that are small businesses. I'm like, dang, why don't people know about y'all? Their marketing sucks. And that's the thing, like, they have great things to offer, but they just don't, nobody knows who they are. And I know in my mind, like, if somebody knew what you could offer, you'd be blowing up. So
I seen you say, not to cut you off, but I seen you say in another interview that you want to make next level as like how Apple is seen, how McDonald's is seen, Nike seen, or whatnot.
Think about the commercials. If anybody watched Sports Super Bowl, you ain't seen none of them commercials. No. You ain't got to.
Yeah.
Right now, if you leave, you go get some fries.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, you're gonna go get an Apple iPhone. It's just certain things, but they put the work in to become that brand. Though they work so hard globally that it's not even a question. You see an M, you're gonna think of McDonald's.
For sure.
You see an Apple, you're gonna think about iPhone. So I want to become that person or that company to where we got that same kind of thing where you see that the N and the L, it represents what we represent, which is next level.
For sure. Yep. Are you still in love with the process?
Oh,
with
sure.
everything that you got going on right
now? For sure. I love the reaction that people get once they see the finished product. And whether it's like a custom job, insurance claim, we fixing accidents, just the whole, oh, my car looks so good, or you know what I mean? Communication throughout the process was amazing because I know people have so many horror stories dealing with shops and stuff like that. So it's like to break that curse of that, I feel so good about that.
That's
for sure.
Good,
Yeah.
That's real good.
Yeah.
So when it comes to deadlines, people needing quick turnarounds, how do you and your team deal with those situations? And are you fearful of bad reviews?
Oh, I mean, I think everybody be fearful of bad reviews, but I think the thing is you just go into it open mind, and the biggest thing is have good communication. Like, ain't gonna lie, we definitely missed deadlines before. It's not always our fault, but nobody cares about that in the moment. But you have to be open to communicating and say, hey, look, this part didn't show up, there's a delay over here, or something, because something got lost in the mail before. Sure. So, and we don't work for that system, but people have to at least hear you say that. You can't just, not communicate. If you know your deadline Friday, don't wait until Friday morning. If you know on Wednesday it's an issue, call on Wednesday. Or text or however y'all communicate. Say, hey, look, just to sort of let you know this happened. I ain't gonna be the deadline, but I promise I'm as soon as I get it, whatever. And most people, once they see you communicate, they cool with it. It's only when they gotta reach out to you and ask you, like, well, why you just didn't tell me? Now you're looking crazy. So, yeah.
So what type of boss is Brandon?
I feel like I'm more of a leader than a boss.
Okay. Break it down a little bit.
Well, because the thing is, when I think about a boss, is, again, I've had jobs, so I've seen people that are bosses walk through a room, say nothing to nobody, and just walk out and say something to maybe one person, and they dictate what they say to everybody else.
That's good.
You know what I mean? But see, for me, I feel like we all learn. Even me to this day, I don't know everything. I've been in the business long enough, but I still learn every day. So I feel like I need to lead everybody around me on my team or the team to keep growing. So even me, I say, hey, look, I didn't know. If somebody tell me something I didn't know, I'll be like, man, you taught me something. Just so they know, like, I don't know everything. So it's room for all of us to grow. Okay. So that's what I'm saying, like, leader versus,
How hands are you still with the business?
Oh, definitely.
Are you out there fixing the cars?
Not that part per se, but I mean, as far as definitely navigating as far as how things go, timeline, things like that. So I'm hands-on making phone calls when need to be, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Especially initially, because some jobs, you just really want to make sure. My thing is in the beginning, if you're ahead of everything on the back end, it should go smooth. Don't wait to the end to try to get in the middle. Like, I like to, at least in the beginning, know when stuff's shipping out, what's paid for, what's not paid, what we got to buy, that kind of thing. So that way in the end, we floating.
Smooth selling.
Yeah.
So in the beginning, though, were you super hands-on? Like, were you
definitely was more.
Everything?
I wasn't rapping everything because I still had to think that's not my blessing.
Okay.
But I do the right people that we grew up with and came around with and came in contact with, so we can kind of get together and work together to make it happen.
For sure. Okay.
So that's always been the thing. Communication for me has been a good blessing for me.
Okay. Customer service. I hear you speak on that a lot in your interviews. Why is Next Level so big on providing excellent customer service, and is the customer truly right? Always right?
The customer's not always right, but I would still allow you to feel that way. You know what I mean? So I don't feel like they're always right, but I'm not gonna ever beat them down or say, you wrong. I'd rather like let them be wrong, but still do right by them
for sure.
than trying to just have an interaction with somebody just to be, oh, I did this in a moment. Because you're only hurting yourself because your reputation, your name, the person that walks away, they're gonna say negative things. And think about it. A bad interaction with somebody will always get told.
For sure.
The good
always.
interactions, you can have a trillion good interactions. One bad interaction, they run into the internet.
Man.
So it's like I feel like it's so unfair. Like even when I see people who be like, oh, this place is terrible, don't go there. I question that because how many other people went there and had no problem versus this one person who just took the time because they were mad for whatever reason to go on the internet and type of response.
Do you respond back to that? Like, have you seen that about your business?
I have, and I felt so bad because it was a guy. He was so wrong too.
Right.
And he went on and he said some things that just weren't the truth, and it just ate me up so bad. I did respond. I didn't get negative as far as disrespectful, but I just pointed out the things that weren't true in what he stated.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Just I didn't talk down to him and say this is what happened. This is what really happened. But any issues, reach out to me because we literally saw each other. You left. And then went online, and I'm like, come on, really?
Yeah.
Like, bro, that's not what happened. And you know it.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, but it's the internet. That's why people can't, like, man, this era that's we going on now right now is so crucial. Cause
for sure.
You can do so much right, and then somebody just paint a narrative and beat you to it, or they got the TikTok following that's beyond your following. They automatically look like the right person. Just like, well, my friend, he would never lie. Your friend or the person you follow. You know what I mean? That ain't your friend.
That ain't your friend.
But the internet, it confuses people. So I think my ugly turtle might be done.
You cool. I'm gonna hit you with some quick hitters.
No, you good.
Just to just pick your brain a little bit.
For sure.
So, who was your first kiss? Tongue kiss?
Oh, wow. Man, it was a girl at middle school. I ain't going to say her name, but definitely it was a girl at middle school. Shout out to you because it was a bet in the day.
You ain't going to say her name?
I ain't going to say her name because I'm just going to give too much credit, but she know who she is.
Yeah.
And it was just like the nastiest thing ever because for me, and I mean, not by her. Let me be respectful. Not by her. Just the fact because I never done it before. Like, why is your tongue in my mouth? Like, you know what I'm saying?
You wasn't even ready?
No, I wasn't ready. Like, it was a dare. It was like, we had a little dare. Like, okay, we dare y'all to kiss. So we had to go by the locker room and my heart beating fast.
What school was it?
Johnston
Okay.
Middle School.
Let's get them.
Man, for sure. And we went by the locker room and she was there. She said, so what's up, man? And she was the aggressor. I was like, I got taken advantage of.
Yeah.
Next thing I know, her tongue was in my mouth. So you done this before. You ain't no virgin of the mouth. You. So yeah, that was my first tongue kiss. And I said, not to her, just because the process initially was like disgusting to me because I didn't know nothing about it. I'm gonna say I was slow in the sexual side of it just because I was always in band, choir, and stuff like coming up. So I was kind of away from that kind of stuff.
So you always stay busy?
My mama made sure. So that's why I kind of was...
Only child?
Only child.
Okay.
Only child. I had an older brother. He died before I was born. So I never met him, nothing like that. But only child.
What was the first album you ever bought?
Ooh, first album. Dang, that's a good question. It might have been a Sam Cooke album. I ain't gonna lie.
I did hear you say that name.
Yeah, Sam Cooke. I love, and it was because my granddaddy, because my man over here, Malcolm X. There was the movie. It was a part that he was singing, and I asked my granddaddy who was that. He said it's Sam Cooke. I had to go look and see who he was, and I dug up who he was, and I bought that album. Probably like $20-some, which was a lot back then. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Top 5 albums. It don't have to be any order.
Okay, number 1, Aretha Franklin, Amazing Grace.
That's different. Nobody never said that one.
Listen, that
I never even heard that.
Man, listen, when you go back, listen, like, I guess this is the thing why I say number 1, because at the time, what she did was a live gospel album, never heard of before, and she funded it herself. So it's like the going against the grain and creating, and then how successful it was. It's like, she proved everybody wrong in a time where, number 1, women weren't having a voice, and she made sure that she stood out and made everything work for her favor. That's 1. Number 2, Tupac, All Eyes on Me.
Classic.
Definitely got to go with that because I was like, man, I put a bandana on.
For
you
sure.
understand? I threw a West Coast.
Brought you in his world.
He did. That's number 2. You said 5?
Yeah, you got 3 more.
Oh, dang. Come on, Dr. Dre, The Chronic.
Dr. Dre, The Chronic.
Dr. Dre, first album for sure. Number 4. This is getting tough now because I'm really running through it. Dang. I ain't gonna lie. Another hard album was John B. Cool Relax album.
Oh man,
that first.
I know like 4 songs. My favorite song on the album. They don't know. It's my favorite song of all
listen,
time.
of course.
Man.
My mom had a crush on him. Like she said, "Well, I love that little white boy."
Yeah. You sound like you black before you said
that's what I'm saying. You didn't know. That was a radio time, so you really didn't know who he was until you saw the video. Dang.
You know what's crazy? That's the first. That's one of my first earliest songs I ever remember, like knowing word from word. I probably was like 4 or 5.
But it was so catchy. Babyface did such a great job with him. Like that was crazy.
Man, that's good.
Oh, now number 5.
Yeah, come on.
You know what? I'm gonna give it Drake's album. The actually first album. I'm trying to remember the name of it. Come on now.
What's Drake's first album? John? No.
Yeah, I guess the mixtape.
With the face. After that one. No.
So Far Gone was that the one where we had the November 18th?
Yeah.
Okay, that album.
Oh, okay.
That one. Just because like what he did at that moment, like he highlighted Houston, number 1.
For sure.
And it's just like he took our slang, our style, and he exposed it to the world. And he gave it, I know there's always gonna be the argued debate about how much credit he gave to Houston, but in my opinion, I mean, he was here. He was running with Jay Prince. He's running with Rap a Lot. It's like, what more do you want somebody to do in that moment? Because sometimes it takes a different person from somewhere else to take your thing and make it worldwide. He did that.
Yeah. He definitely put his on for sure.
And he's still running. Like the album came out Friday. Fire.
Yeah.
Oh, fire. But
John, what you think about that?
I listened to it today.
Yeah, it's fire. It's fire, right? Oh, it's fire.
Kendrick or Drake?
Drake. and here's the thing, bro. Like one line that Drake said about Kendrick, and I felt him. He said, "Man, if y'all took me out, it'd be avoiding the game, which I want people on the stage twerking with a dictionary in their hand." And I felt it because it was like, Kendrick is definitely good messages. I'm not knocking; he's an excellent artist, but it's like, I got to think about it. Like after I listen to the song, oh, that's what he meant.
For sure.
That's what was going on. So that kind of thing, I feel like is where it kind of makes it more complex as the artistry.
For
like
sure.
Drake, I mean, it is what it is. It's more toned down, but I understand the first listen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's all. Yeah.
Favorite Eminem song, favorite Lil Bow Wow song?
Oh man, Day, let me hold you.
I love that song too.
And then oh dang, I got them tired because see that song, and he had a song with T-Pain, the Out of My System.
Them two? Okay.
They right there, and of course Lose Yourself for Eminem.
Lose Yourself.
Yeah, for sure. That was the message to everybody. Like get lost in your moment, chase your dream for sure.
Love that song.
Yeah, for sure, classic.
What's your guilty pleasure?
Man, video games.
Video games?
Yeah, video games. And the movies. I still like the movies. Definitely, I think video games.
My girl like the movies too.
Man, I love it. I go by myself a lot. Just to, you know what I mean? Just to get away.
So you're a movie connoisseur?
Oh, for sure.
Them two are too. I'm not a big
I saw Captain America already. I want to see it again. What? Thursday night I was in there.
I'm not a big Marvel guy.
I like movies in general. And then I love what Captain America is doing now because it's turning, it's a brother now. So it's like.
I do like that.
The reception of it and like people love it right now. It's doing really good at the box office. So happy for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is one of your earliest memories you can remember?
Dang.
Earliest memories.
Earliest memories I remember is as a kid getting a birthday cake and I start crying. I don't eat cake to this day.
Dang,
I don't know what I can't answer that. I don't know what happened, but the cake came to the table. They were singing "Happy Birthday," and the cake came. I don't want no cake. That's my my mama said I was like 6 years old. So that's my earliest memory.
And you don't eat cake to this day?
I don't eat cake to this day. Man. I don't know. Somebody slapped me with a cake behind the scenes.
Something
traumatized me. I don't know what happened.
That's different. I love cake,
so I mean, I like everything. I like pies, cookies, ice cream, but cake, I don't eat cake to this day. So somebody did something. I don't know.
That's crazy. Last question, man. What does Next Level and Brandon want to be known for? And what can we expect from you in 2025?
Man, I want to be known for consistency and then honesty also. And just being able to provide a good service to people. In the future, we just want to keep just branding and building, like, sitting down with great people like you, just, having conversations like this. I feel like things like this raise awareness to the masses because, people... Cars are one thing, right? But I like people to know me as an individual and just what I've done myself and know my story. I feel like knowing my story helps people understand why I do what I do and I have the passion for what I do.
Who do you look up to?
Man.
Because me getting a conversation from you, it seems like you're a well-spoken guy, man. You're really like outgoing and stuff.
For sure.
Where do you get that from? Who do you look up to?
Man,
who's your inspiration?
I ain't gonna lie, it's crazy. My granddaddy was like my first hero. You know what I'm saying? Like my dad, all praises to him, but he just wasn't in my life like that. So my granddaddy, he was old school, old fashioned, and always told me like, always express yourself, you know what I mean?
For sure.
To show that gentle side and that sensitive side. Don't be afraid to do that. And, you know, respect men, talk to them, you know, face to face, eye to eye. Also, women treat women like top tier ladies. So
For sure.
that's why
I think that's a lost art.
That's why I always been winning on the women's side. No,
Yeah.
man.
Me too.
Yeah.
My guy John, he hates that I'll be pondering.
No, man. This is. Hey, man. But it's true. You gotta think about like women now. Like so many guys, like they don't cater, like they want to be cool and tough. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't got no problem. Like I'm the flower guy. Like if I show you some of the things I did, like around Valentine, not just this Valentine, like past Valentines and birthdays, bro. Like there's no way like I wouldn't make other women or men jealous. You know what I'm saying? And it's not that's not my aim. It's just the way I was just taught how to make somebody feel special. So it's just a moment. So let them live on their high horse forever if they can. Yeah.
Man, I appreciate you for coming on.
Of course.
I think this was a fun conversation. I love the turtle. I think what you got going on, just your personality, from what I'm seeing on your page, man, I think you're gonna go super far, man.
I appreciate that.
I think the sky's the limit for you, for next level, for everybody around you, man. And I'm happy I met you. I just want you to keep going. I want you to keep prospering. I know it took a minute for me to text back. I'm usually on the other page.
No, you're good.
But
and the same thing I want to tell you, I don't know if anybody tells you, I want you to keep doing what you're doing, because what you're doing made me reach out to you, and just, you know what I'm saying, because you're allowing people to get the outlets out, you know what I'm saying? And this is just a different way also. Everybody has different forms, but I love what you're doing and the process you're doing.
Appreciate it, man.
For sure.
So that was episode 10 of Who Do We Have Here with Brandon, aka Big B713. We drew some turtles. That's his turtle. That's his actually look bad. I mean, don't look that bad. So, but yeah, you can follow. Where can everybody follow you at?
Check me out on Instagram. At my personal page is BIGBEE713, or the business page is Next Level Automotive on Facebook. The granny page, all that. Hit us up.
Okay. Appreciate you, man. That was a wrap.
Yeah.